Road 2501, and today we have State of Decay 2, and I'm going to do my best to help you survive the early game or just after you start. I ran into a few surprises as I was playing, and thought it'd be a good idea to share those with people so they don't necessarily fall straight into them and or end up tragically meeting their end. Um, so the original State of Decay was on the Xbox 360. It was a good game. It just didn't have any multiplayer component at all, so it didn't have total substance, I guess. Still a good game though. Very solid zombie survival, uh, zombie group survival type of game. Um, it's been quite a while since that one was released, and this one. Between the two, it's been quite a few years, but hey, uh, better late than never. Um, this game it's pretty damn phenomenal that I've been playing so far. It's for what State of Decay was. This is much better and like more balanced, if that makes any sense. Uh, all the systems were improved and added upon and things like that. So basically, um, when you start part State of Decay 2, you have two choices. You have the go through the tutorial or skip it. Um, each one of those is actually um, a different kind of game, I guess you could say. If you start and go through the tutorial missions, um, you get to choose between a specific set of characters that are only available through the tutorial. If you decide to skip it, then what you do is you get to choose three characters with randomly based stats for community survival, and then you get to be placed randomly on the map. The tutorial characters, you get to choose where you want to go, and you also get you get one extra character. So those are the two big main differences. If you've never played State of Decay 2, or I'm sorry, if you've never played the original State of Decay, um, playing the tutorial mission would, or the tutorial start would probably be best, simply because it does give you the if you want to be on the map, and the extra person, which is more skills for group survival. Which is not to say that skipping it is bad in any way, shape, or form. The difference between the sets of characters on the tutorial mission or tutorial start is their skills are very specifically based, and then the skipping, you get to focus more on the skills that you want versus the skills that are present for the pair. Um, you can be more finite in which ones you get and how many like stars or points are added to them. So if you've already played, skipping it would most likely be your best bet because you already know what's going on. You can just keep randomizing the the survivors that it gives you until you find your particular set of skills. You also get a few more resources, like the stuff that you pick up through the actual tutorial mission. You know, obviously you'll have that stuff in your inventory versus just randomly placed on the map as a fresh character or whatever. Um, Overall, though, once you get past that point, um, it's pretty even as far as like surviving, getting along, and things like that. Um, the first like main tip that I could give is when you first find your settlement or your base, You get various little tasks or missions from the community and things like that. Just spend the first, like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour just wandering around collecting stuff like supplies, um, weapons, whatever. Just familiarize yourself with, getting back into State of Decay and how everything goes. But the other thing to focus on, or in my opinion, to focus on, would be gathering up survival materials. And these are things like food, medicine, materials, fuel, and bullets. Those are the five main resources that you'll need to keep your community happy and, defendable, in good health, and all that other stuff. When you search when you search through buildings, you pick up bags, and those bags contain that, one particular resource or another. You get two benefits from doing that. One, obviously, you get more resources than if you just went straight away and did, the little quest line that the game has you do. The second benefit is if you walk around instead of using a vehicle while you're doing this initial gathering and stuff like that, you level your character's abilities or stats. If you have low cardio, then your cardio will, go up as you run around, move, fight, and all that other stuff. If you have low fighting, fight a lot of zombies, it'll raise that. And the reason that it's advantageous to do that stuff is once you reach the maximum for your particular stat or ability, it it lets you basically progress further in that particular stat or ability. Like for instance, the cardio one, once you max it out, the one of the perks or upgrades that it gives you is the ability to use less stamina when you fight or carry stuff or run and things like that. The ones for fighting let you choose between whether you want to use blunt weapons or edged weapons, stuff like that. So just spend a little bit like leveling the various characters that you intend to use in whatever they're weakest, really. It won't take long at all, and like I said, it'll benefit you more in the end. Uh, the next thing to do would be as you're gathering those resources, those core resources, um, materials, which is one of the resources that you'll need to actually upgrade and build the actual base up. You need quite a bit of those to like make new sections of a base or upgrade and things like that. You'll run out of that quickest. The other thing that you'll run out of quickest or most easy, however you want to put it, is the medical resource, healing your characters and stuff like that. That also goes fast. And I'll show you right here. And the game that I'm loading now, this is the start. This is a game where I went through the tutorial mission and I've got, one specific pair, the extra character and all that other stuff. And I got to choose where I wanted to go. I actually have run into the issue where this playthrough is running very, very low on medical supplies because of all the healing that I've been doing and making uh, items and stuff like that. And the game is super well designed, so you would think, if you need a particular resource, like, uh, for instance, the medical supplies, veterinary office, like urgent care, uh, doctor's office, pharmacy, like those kinds of buildings are scattered around the map. If you loot those, you'll usually find that particular resource in that particular building. Like the gun store, obviously, if you loot that, you'll get the bullet resource and guns. Loot a hardware store, and you'll get the materials. So if you look over in the top left-hand corner there, you'll see those core resources: the food, medical, bullets, materials, fuel. And as you can see, my yellow medical is the concern of the day. So, along with bullets that I need, because I used quite a few just a bit ago. See, gunshot. Greenhouse, wood shack,
I was bored, so I went out and found a few
fuel
things.
depot.
You're welcome.
There's lots of varying buildings, and it'll tell you what is there.
Hey, non-zombie types out there. Anyone mind giving me a hand?
Yeah, see, this vet clinic would be a really good place to get medical supplies. However, this right here, this thing called a plague heart, it's as far as the zombies go in this game, other than the Juggernaut zombie, which is a really big, like, tank zombie, essentially, these are very dangerous because there's usually lots of zombies, and it's not a normal zombie. It hits a little harder, it runs a little faster, and they swarm, which is one of the like warnings that I have. Like when you start, if you see these, the game actually tells you to go take care of one of these plague heart things kind of quickly. If you go after it and you don't take someone with you for one, and two, prepare for quite a big onslaught of zombies, it's quite easy to die trying to take one of these things out. I found that out the hard way with my first playthrough. I took a character over there who had only a minimal armament. Like, I didn't take any explosives. I only took a gun. I had a melee weapon. I was trying to hit it, and the amount of zombies that came at me as I started attacking the objective was pretty crazy. I was very unprepared for how many were going to come. So be very careful of these plague hearts when you first start. Try to go around them as much as you can, and if you are going to attack it somewhat soon after the start, make sure you have some sort of explosive and a decent amount of bullets for whatever gun you're going to take. They're quite vicious. I was very unprepared for how swarmy those zombies would get when you attack their home, which is
You mind sending a little help this way?
kind of a logical thing when you start to think about it. But yeah, don't underestimate the zombies with the red eyes. They can and will get you quick. There's a day-night cycle in this game as well. When it gets dark, it gets pretty dark. Like, you've got a flashlight on you, but it's not the brightest. I've got this cool van, which has pretty bright headlights, but once you get out, those lights are gone. If you played State of Decay, the original, you'll know one of the more fun things to do in that game was to run over zombies or open your door and hit a zombie as you drove by. That is definitely back in this game. However, there is kind of a downside to doing that. In like every zombie you hit, run over, kill will damage your vehicle, and eventually damage the vehicle to the point where it's undrivable. So either have a repair kit if you plan on mowing zombies down, or be prepared to, hoof it after a certain point. First stop, gun store. I got the gas can. Oh, I have a feeling there's a zombie convention around here somewhere. Oh, it's right there. Oh, crap. That is actually quite a bit of zombies for... Oh, it's an infestation, that's why. Well, we're going to do this the easy way.
Okay, we are moments away from fulfilling Red Talon's promise to you. Operation Drawbridge will create a massive Wait, hold on. Move, soldier! Move!
That's the first time I've heard that broadcast. I think those army guys just got zombied.
That's just... Fuck.
This would be a good time to bring up to watch out for and be careful for the screamer type of zombie. which, you know, fulfills its name by, you know, screaming, calling lots of zombies to your position, like that. Trying to clean these zombies out. There we go. Off my vehicle. This is kind of the cheap way to do this, but... Oh, got him. These that are no joke. Especially if you don't have any firearms or anything like that. That's why I ended up getting in the van. And you do get a little... you get less influence or game currency when you kill them that way. But in the end, better than dying. Because when you die in this game, your character does not respawn. There is what we like to call permadeath, which means when the character dies, they are dead. They can't be resurrected. They will literally turn into a zombie, and you'll have to go kill them and get the stuff they were carrying. So yeah, be very careful with whatever character you're using. If it's one you've leveled fairly high, yeah, be I'm just gonna have to open it noisy. Oh, there it goes. I think there's a zombie. Oh, there's a red-eye zombie, the one I told you to be careful for. Oh, what? There were two zombies in there. I didn't even see that second one. Wow. So yeah, be careful. See how little light that lit? I only saw the one zombie. Toast. See how it says fast search? You can, you know, make it obviously go faster, but you run the risk of making a very loud noise calling, you know, lots of zombies to your area. Usually it's 2, maybe 3, but they do, you know, run faster than normal.
Moving on.
So if you do fast search a lot, just be wary that, you know, you can trigger up to 2 to 3 zombies to come in your direction every time you do it. Oh, nice.
I'm already full up. Not enough pockets for that.
Uh-oh. Gotta go. And the reason I brought the van more than anything else, it's not because this place was very far. It's because there's an awesome mechanic where if you're carrying stuff, you can actually load it into the vehicle, which is super important for these rucksacks, which contain the base resource, like this one's bullets, obviously. They're all coated in those orange bags. The core resources that you're looking for those orange bags with the corresponding symbol. Slow search, more bullets, nice. And I did kill a plague heart earlier on this playthrough, and it did kind of chew through a bunch of my my bullets. So that's the main reason I came over here.
Still got a zombie around.
Uh-oh. Try to sneak up on me.
Pick this place clean.
And like he just said, when you usually search all the containers in any one given area, it'll let you know. Once you do clear out an area, doesn't matter what building it is, when you search everything and you kill all the zombies, it will let you claim that as a outpost if you have enough in-game currency to do so. It's usually pretty expensive to do that, so when you first start be adding any extra outposts or anything until you get a decent amount of resources and game currency and stuff like that. But it's always good to clear them out simply for the core resources. If you look on the little mini map, the little green areas that I'm driving by, those are like zombie infestations or hordes. So be very careful around those too. There's varying numbers of zombies in those infestations. So they can be like a pushover, and some can be overwhelming. Unlike the Plague Heart one, though, the zombies aren't super tough to kill. They're just normal zombies usually. But they'll have a screamer attached to them, which will just draw extra. So just be wary of that. There we go. The biggest thing that I can say, like, for...
My back's already killing me.
Complain. If you're going to dive into this is... yes, you can do the major quest line and stuff like that. I would suggest taking, like I said, a bit of time to gather resources for one, and familiarize yourself with the overall game and what you'll need to run a day-to-day camp, so to speak. Find as many core resources as you can. Be frugal with what you use, I guess you could say, especially when it comes to the medical stuff. As you can see, my food is also now low, which is making everybody cranky.
My back's already killing me.
But overall, it doesn't matter which group of characters you end up with. The random tutorial ones, you know, just be careful for one, because, you know, when they're dead, and two, you know, like I said, take the time to wander around, use them, level up some of their abilities, gather stuff. It never hurts to leg up on things you'll need to survive, not die, and be eaten by zombies. There is one mechanic that I am not sure of. I tried looking it up.
We got a horde wandering in. No big deal, just letting you know.
But basically, when you see a gray circle over an area, it's an area that you've thoroughly searched and cleared out the zombies and can, like, make into an outpost. The boxes that you looted when you were there, I don't know if they refill with materials over time, or if once you loot a place, it's empty, done type of thing. Okay, there's food. Like, for instance, this little medical building right here. I've searched it a couple of times because the game directed me to go there to look for stuff, and it was always empty after I did the initial looting. So caution there as well. Like, don't necessarily count on continually looting the places you've already looted for stuff. It seems like once you hit a place, it's empty and dry. I believe there is a zombie near me. So first things first, we're going to stop and get this food.
Mind the creeper over there, okay?
And then we're going to do medical supplies. Uh-oh. And he's on the car.
It's an unfriendly face. We better move on.
Oh, come on. How did he not? Oh, he's clipping through the tree. There we go.
And no more door.
Ah, crap. This vehicle is pretty damaged now. You can, whoops, if you damage a vehicle pretty hard like I have, you can find repair kits and just fix them right up. You just have to hope you have repair kits. I don't think I do. Anyway, I need to go get that food. See how dark it's getting? It went from, like, dusk to black midnight pretty quickly. And you'll finally get a good example of the not so efficient light that you get to use. Splat. Oh, there's hordes right across the street from the diner. Yay. Are they coming for me? Yeah, he is. All right, here's your awesome flashlight.
There's nothing for nobody in here.
Yeah, see, and I've already looted this diner area place, and there's nothing for me to re-loot or get again. Totally empty. Except for this zombie. If it's an outpost, it would then in turn generate food.
This kind of behavior is just unacceptable.
Uh-oh, the peoples are unhappy and fighting with one another. Fighting with one another. That's something you gotta watch out for too.
Listen up.
Yep, there's a horde. And a screamer. Time to go. We'll just drive on. Splat. Greenhouse, wood shack, nondescript. Garage. Need a new vehicle. No, there's a other place. Okay, here. This is what I was looking for. So the way you can uncover those particular little icons that tell you what the building is or potentially is, much like in a Far Cry game, if you climb a very tall tower or billboard, you can scout out, you know, potential buildings and areas, so you'll know what's there ahead of time. And that's how I made all those icons appear way over there. I was on a really tall radio tower, let me see super far. Zombie punching the ground. So yeah, overall, the best advice I can give for anybody who's just starting up a State of Decay 2, like I said earlier, is take a little bit of time before you start doing major quests and stuff like that, helping out other survivors, and gather up materials, level your survivor a tiny bit, and just, you know, gather stuff and build up your base a bit. And the workbench in your little base area are pretty invaluable in my opinion. Other than that, just beware plague hearts and juggernauts, and there's a zombie called a bloater, which if you couldn't guess, explodes when you get near it. The only thing is, instead of like blowing up and just, you know, killing you with force, it blows up and poisons you with zombie gas, I think is what it was. And that's a persistent effect that will lower your stamina and your health until you go to an infirmary at your base or use a first aid kit. So it has long-lasting, lingering effects. Don't try to run them over, and if you're going to shoot them, don't be standing close to them. Other than that, enjoy your zombie hunting, and yeah, watch out for those juggernauts. You'll be quite surprised, as I was, when you finally see one, because they are no joke. I am not kidding. Like, juggernaut zombies, if you're on foot, will kill you dead. So yeah, be careful of juggernauts. Hopefully you found this informative, interesting, helpful. Questions or comments, please leave some. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks for watching.